Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is Saturday, April 27th, and I have come with an update. I know it has been a while, which is why I'm doing an update now, and also I have some plans related to Mania in May, and so I wanted to do an update video before we get into May, because I think for May I'm going to do a vlog style. It's just at this juncture right now, that seems to be what will work the best, and that will take me through the end of the school year, and then hopefully over the summer I can get into a rhythm and a routine. But we've had a lot of stuff going on that's made it just really impossible for me to film, and I'm going to go over some of what's been going on right now, and then that should be my life update, and then I'll go over my Mania plans, and then I will do some updating. There is quite a bit of stash, and just keep in mind that it's like 4 months worth of stashing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do several resets because there's just too much stuff. So we will start with cross stitch updates, and then we will go into yarn related updates, and then stitching related haul, and then yarn haul. And I think that's the order. I did not make any notes. Did not review my last video, so at least I remembered what I had talked about or shown before. So some of these things may be what I've shown before, and I apologize for that. Anyways, at the end of January, something happened that I'm not really at liberty to talk about that has been an ongoing cause of stress and time suck, and will be for a long time in the foreseeable future. And so that is where a lot of energy has gone, and a lot of energy that I just can't really invest into other things. So there's that. For a health update, you may notice this haircut. I do not like it, but I had to do it. 2 to 3 months ago, my hair started coming out by the handful, like by the fistful it would come out. I lost over half of my hair. And so it became necessary to have it cut off because it just looked stringy and very unkempt. It is still very thin, and so I have re-entered the hairband era. You're not really supposed to redo eras you already lived. And I definitely went through the Blair Waldorf Gossip Girl headband era in the into the early teens, or tens. Yeah, I went through that era. I had a lot of headbands and I wore them a lot, but wearing a headband is the only thing that can keep me from kind of obsessing about my hair and thinking about it and remembering the fact that it's gone and it's short, and I'm afraid if it will ever come back. About 12 years ago, I got really sick. Probably should have been hospitalized or something. But after that, about 2 months after that, I lost probably about a third of my hair, and it never came back. I went from having thick hair to thin hair, and it just never came back. And now I've lost half of my hair, and I am worried that, again, it will not come back. I am taking biotin, and I am using things and sprays and stuff, and hoping it comes back. But we will see. We will see what happens. It really just depresses me to think about. I had started to watch my previous video, and I couldn't keep watching it because I kept just looking at my hair and missing my hair, and I know that's really vain and self-centered to think about, but I loved having long hair, and I've almost always had long hair, and it's what makes me feel the best. And yeah, so I'm dealing with this. It always seems to be going in whatever direction it wants to, doing whatever it wants to, And at least with a headband, I can pretend it's not until I look in the mirror, and then but anyways, my colleagues have all been really great. Several have given me tips for when they went through some hair loss issues, and have been really supportive, and they're just really an awesome bunch of people. And so I'm so happy that I work where I work. But yeah, other than that, I am really struggling with sleep. I probably get about an average of 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night, and then I crash out on the weekends. So today is Saturday, and I slept 15 to 16 hours. So basically the whole day. And this is just apparently my current cycle. I am on a prescription sleep aid because of my struggles with sleep. And once I fall asleep, it keeps me asleep. The problem is that it still is taking me hours to fall asleep. And so I am really kind of hanging on by a thread. Oh, and then I forgot, when my hair was falling out, I went into a period of pretty severe depression. One day I cried almost the entire day. Like, I couldn't make myself stop. And everything set me off. Everything made me cry. I just was a mess, like a real mess. And it's hard for me to get myself like out of these places. And so unfortunately, another one of the side effects of me experiencing all of this depression is I do sit in my car on the driveway scrolling through reels and shorts, and for about 2 to 3 hours when I get home, I just sit there and do it, and I can't pull myself away, can't make myself stop, can't make myself go into the house and stitch, even though I want to stitch. Like, I'm in a stitching phase. I haven't done much knitting because all I want to do is stitch, but motivating myself, getting myself to actually go and do those things is just not happening. So I'm really struggling with that. I was prescribed an antidepressant, but my pharmacy never filled that prescription, and I seem to have pulled myself out of the dark place enough to not need it. I would prefer not to have to be on an antidepressant if I don't need to be. The doctor was like, well, would you prefer to talk to someone? And I was like, what am I going to talk to them about? Like, I'm crying because I'm losing my hair. Like, I don't need or want to talk to someone. I know therapy works for a lot of people. It's not for me. I've tried it in the past, and it's just not for me. So yeah, so you prescribed me a low dose antidepressant, and it just somehow never got filled. So don't know what was that about, but I'm not really crying much these days, so I think I'm not really in as dark of a place as I was then. So we're doing better. Depression is something that does run in my family, and so it's just something that all of us girls struggle with. So I don't have it as bad as at least two of my sisters. Hey, stop that. These dogs. Anyways, so we got one more health stuff. That's all for me. However, my husband is having abdominal pains, and we've been to emergency twice in the last 3 weeks. With the doctor, like, the doctor will tell us, he's worried that it might be appendicitis, so we have to go so that they can do a CAT scan and know right away if it's appendicitis, or I don't remember what the second thing he thought it might be, but we needed to go to emergency because it might be that. And so we did. So twice in the last 3 weeks, and they still don't know what is causing it. He's still in pain. He's now been prescribed a prescription pain medicine and has some follow-up visits. He had 5 doctor's appointments this last week. It's crazy. So there's been a lot of health stuff going on. I do think that we hadn't gotten a new car when I filmed the last video, and we now have. My husband has finally bought a new car. So that is great. Happy that we finally have a new car. If you watched in Vlogtober, we had hit a tree that had fallen down onto the road, and it was a very dark road with no lights, and we didn't see the tree until we were in the tree. And it totaled our car. Like, it's still drivable because my husband is still working on settling with the insurance. But we finally replaced that one, and then I drive the old car to work because it's like literally 2 miles away, if even that. So hopefully we will settle with the insurance soon, get rid of this car because we are still paying insurance on it, and it is a lot. And then we will start looking for a car for me. I am, again, not in a huge rush to have a car because I do not love driving. As a matter of fact, I think it takes me longer to come inside with having the car to drive than when I walked, because it would take me 35 to 40 minutes to walk home, but I would straight away go inside. Now I am sitting there for 2 to 3 hours not going inside. So I would, and then also I put back on some of the weight that, maybe even all of the weight that I'd lost. And when I was walking, it was healthier for me. So I need to go back to that. What are you doing? Go night-night. Scratching the floor to get comfortable, I think. Silly doggies. I have Rose up here with me because she refuses to be down. She has turned more and more needy these last, month. Maybe even since I came out of the hospital. She's always been a mommy's girl, but now she is inseparable. So anyways, okay, let's continue with the life updates. Let's see. I went to see Six the Musical with my aunt and my mom, and that was a ton of fun. I will insert some pictures as I talk about it. The singing was phenomenal. It was all so good. If there is ever another showing in the vicinity, I will definitely be going again. And my work bestie also went and saw it. She went on a night a week before I went, and she loved it and became obsessed with it and was playing the music. And then her daughter's become obsessed with it. Her daughter is in the 3rd grade. And so they also want to go if there's another showing in up through Reno and stuff like that, and any of this within I don't know, several hours drive. So if there's another showing, we're going to go together with her daughter, and it's going to be so much fun. So I hope that there's another showing. Every time I check on the page, there's not new listings in the California, Nevada basic area. So yeah, if you have an opportunity, highly, highly recommend it. It's great. Let's see. So then my mom visited for a week. My dad was here too. My sister she had already graduated from Paul Mitchell in the fall. She just took and passed her certification, so she's now looking for a job in a salon. She did that. She passed last Monday. So now she's updated her resume and is looking to apply to salon jobs and get hired. So I'm really excited for her. And the other thing I've been doing lately is, Rosie is falling through the hole in the chair. Most weekends I've been playing computer games with my sisters. We've been playing the Sims challenge that lately. We've also been playing Lord of the Rings Online, which is one of my favorite games. What else have we been playing? We've been playing Banished, which is one of my very favorite games. I love city builder type of games. A new one was released yesterday that I still need to buy. I'm so excited for it. I've been watching Let's Plays with it on YouTube. It's called Not Going Medieval. Oh gosh, it was just in my head because I've been so excited for it. I will try to, well, I don't know if I figured out how to put text on the screen with this new editing software. I have to relearn everything. It took me forever. So anyways, yeah. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It was like thought up and developed by an independent guy, and then like as it became bigger, it's the most wishlisted game in Steam history. Steam is a gaming platform, and it's like a medieval based city builder with a little bit of like battling, and yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. So cannot wait for it. And then on the Let's Plays, like the music is so good. So good. Anyways, the other thing is I appear to have entered my true crime era. I hit 35 and I guess like I started watching true crime. So I've been really watching a lot of true crime with Kendall Rae. Her YouTube channel name is just Kendall Rae, and it's R-A-E, Rae, like that. And she just tells the stories so good, but like, I don't know, I've been watching like 4 episodes a day. It's ridiculous. But I've been really enjoying them. So that's good. I'll talk about WhipGo in a minute. Oh my gosh. So first I said it was going to be my WhipGo year. That's not been panning out. Then I said it would be my year of stitch-alongs. Falling behind on everything. So who knows? Who knows what this is going to be. But I've been mainly caught up on the reading WhipGo. And so that has been going well. And yeah. Yesterday my husband and I went shopping. And I bought a couple new planners. I also bought the craft planner. Hang on, let me just grab something really quick. Now I'm back. I didn't pause it, so we'll see if I even edit that out. Okay, the dogs got to this planner, but back in 2021, I saw an Indiegogo campaign for a tutor planner. And that one is like the best format I've used with little effort for keeping track of my crafts. And I've tried several other methods since then. But the other day it came up on my Facebook ads and I was like, you know what? We're gonna get it again. So this is, again, the dogs pulled this off a shelf and chewed on it. And so it is a hot mess. But this is the tutor planner from 2021, and let me see if I can find okay, so like here is my April 2021 spread. I would put my goals, like I used to have monthly goals I would try to hit, and the daily 30 monthly goal like challenges, and I just used to really use this to keep track of, okay, let me go to this monthly spread where I would put, the name of the project, and I would fill in the days I worked on it. I would write down, like, I need to film a floss tube and edit a floss tube, create a spreadsheet for this, I listened to this book, I worked on this project, and like things like that. And it was just the way, like there was enough squares on the habit tracker, the tasks over here. Well, no, I used the notes over here I would use. Sometimes I would use that for the weekly daily 30. or goals or things like that. And it really was working for me. I mean, I didn't do it the whole year because you know me. I just fall off track with planners. There must have been was there a World Cup that year? Or no, this would have been a Euros. And I would highlight when I wrote down all the games. I highlighted when I watched them. This is just something that like was working. I've tried so many other things. So I decided to order this again. And I'm going to use this planner. I was going to order it last year, but then I was like, no, I'll buy the one from Creatively Crafting, and I've not used that once. So it's a good planner. It's just, I don't know. I just haven't. So I did order that, and then we went to Office Max, and I was looking at some of the planners they had there. I hadn't like gone in planning on getting a planner, but my purse planner, the small planner I keep in my purse for family stuff, I have not been using, but it also ran out in June. Right? Is this? Yeah, June. And so I needed a new one, and I really need to actually start using it because my husband and I have double booked doctor's appointments, missed doctor's appointments, and a bunch of other stuff because we haven't been sitting down and planning like we used to do. And so I got another one so that we can get back to that. Like I had to reschedule a doctor's appointment that was supposed to be on Thursday because my husband had one also scheduled for Thursday, and we just hadn't realized, like at the same exact time, but his was downtown and mine was not downtown, but like 20 minutes from where we live, in the opposite direction. And so we couldn't make both of the appointments happen. So I rescheduled mine because his was related to his hospital emergency room visits, and mine was just a follow-up because my doctor wants me to have follow-ups every 1 to 2 months regarding, you know, pancreatitis and how I'm improving since then, and things like that. So I got mine to be rescheduled to this Friday. So that is what it is right now. And so we really need to get back to planning. So I got this planner for that. And then I saw this, it's called Organized by Happy Planner. And I got this for next year's work planner because I think it's a good size for my desk. This is the dashboard layout, which is my favorite layout for weekly, for like work or life, because on one page, this is the dashboard layout. It has tasks, then it has important, looking ahead, and then a notes section. So I can put all of my things that I want to get done during the week on that side. And then on this side, it's just big enough to put my schedule, like which classes come on which days. And so this I will be taking to work and leaving there. So yeah, I got that. Those are my planner updates. We finally did some of the improvements we needed to do. Let me see if I can stick this here without things falling. Yes. Okay. We finally did the improvements we needed to do to the rental property, and so we just had a new tenant move in to, my husband has 2 rental properties. So we just had a tenant move into the one that had been vacated. And this is within walking distance of our house, but on that street, someone just put up a mini free library. So I've been there a couple of times, and I have 3 books from there, and I need to finish going through my books because I've accidentally bought duplicates of quite a few books. So I need to take some of those duplicates and put it in the mini free library. So I got a few books. This one is Such a Quiet Place, And I mean, this book is in really excellent condition. This one is The Rules. They both just looked interesting. And then yesterday when we went to go check on the property, I got The Lost Apothecary. And again, it sounded interesting. So yes, these are some books that I got, and I hope to fit actually reading more into my schedule during the summer especially, but I will go take some books to replace these ones down over at the mini free library sometime soon, probably over summer. Now I want to talk about WIPGO and Mania. So this is how pathetic my WIPGO has gone. See, that's one square filled in on my cross stitch, regular cross stitch. One filled in on knitting, nothing on crochet. A few squares filled in on the Advent one, but the book one is doing pretty good. So, not perfect, but pretty good. I've already circled the ones that are for May. So, my plan for Mania is I have entered all of the WIPGO squares that have been called, but I haven't completed, into a Tiny Decisions wheel. So I will be spinning that. Then I will roll a dice or something for either number of hours to work on it, or number of repeats, or number of stitches, depending on what's called. And I will work on that, then I will do it again, and I change every time something's called. I change the frequency, or how how big the wedge on the wheel is. And so that's what I'm gonna do for Mania. And while working on those, I'm going to work on the book ones that I haven't completed yet. I'm about halfway through the second Stormlight Archive book. So then that will complete a square. This month, the third Stormlight Archive book was called. I need to read Harry Potter's 2 and 3, and the Mistborn books 2 and 3. However, Audible just released the Harry Potter collection read by Stephen Fry. Of course, naturally, they released it after I had used my buildup of credits. I had 7 or 8 credits, and I was like, we are accumulating too many credits. I need to use them. And then, of course, naturally, right after that, Audible releases the Stephen Fry Harry Potter books. So my plan is actually to listen to the first book again, read by Stephen Fry, then books 2 and 3 read by Stephen Fry. And so on May 4th, I think I should get 2 more credits. So I was able to buy book 1. So then I'll buy books 2 and 3, and that should get me through the month. And then I'll just keep buying, I guess, 2 a month, or as they come up on the WIPGO board. But I'm really excited because I've loved Stephen Fry for a long time. We used to watch Jeeves and Wooster growing up, and sometimes I still watch him on, you can find him on YouTube. And I just love Stephen Fry's voice. And I mean, Jim Dale does an okay job, but I love Stephen Fry. So I'm really excited to finally, because American Audible didn't let you get the Stephen Fry edition. You only could get Jim Dale, which of course I got. But so now I get to listen to the Stephen Fry readings, and I am so excited. So I am hoping to either finish Stormlight Archive in these next few days, the second one, or finish it in the beginning of the month. Then I will read the third one, just because even though that one was just drawn for this month and I'm still behind on the Harry Potter from last month, it will at least the story moves from one to another. I haven't decided yet if I will do second and third Mistborn first, or the second and third Harry Potter. So I guess that'll just kind of depend on how I'm feeling. It is easier to listen to Harry Potter at school because, I mean, even though Brandon Sanderson keeps things clean and everything, there's, Harry Potter just seems more workplace appropriate. But yeah, I sometimes listen to books while I am like covering books or stuff like that. This upcoming week is our last week for checkout, so that's crazy. And then we're done with checkout for the year. The following week will be collecting books, and then the week after that is our book fair, and then 2 weeks till school's out. And that will just be for doing some inventory and setting things up so I'm ready to begin the next school year. And we go up till the end of May this year. So anyways, so I'm planning on doing like a daily vlog, not so much like Vlogmas with updating all my activities, but more like just to hold myself a little bit more accountable to actually work on crafting every day. I do think that if I crafted instead of just scrolling Instagram shorts and Facebook shorts and reels or whatever, that maybe that would benefit my mental health a little bit more. So I'd like to get back into crafting, finish those Whip Go reading squares and all those kind of things. So after 31 minutes of rambling, I'm finally going to get into some craft stuff. So I think I've showed you some of these updates in the last video, but honestly, I can't remember, so we're just going to go over them all again. But we're starting with cross stitch, and these are not in the order that I worked on them. They're just in the order I piled them onto my, like as I came across them, I piled them onto my table over here. So the first one is my sister who lives in England and I are both going to be working on these Union Jack, the Quaker Tiles Union Jack flag by Vivian Powers, Vivster on Etsy. And so I'm going to work on it through Christmas, and she and her husband and children are coming to America for Christmas this year, and so then I will hand it off to her at that point. So let me take this side of the Q-snap off. So I started this and have been working on it, and I am working on it in a diagonal, but I'm really loving how this looks. And we're making this for her son, my nephew. But yeah. So, these are really fun designs to do. They're easy to stitch on, not very many colors, so I highly recommend it. So let me just fold this back up and put it back in. I don't normally kit out projects, but because my sister and I are splitting the work on this, I did go ahead and completely kit it out, like, bought all of the skeins, put them in here. I think I bought like 1 to 2 more than the pattern required, just so that, to make sure that we don't run out. So why don't I next show you my South African one. And I haven't done a ton, but I am halfway through a second tile, and this one I am also doing diagonal. And I've mentioned this before, but I will be adding the American flag below the South African flag, since I am half South African, half American. I also fully kitted this one with all the colors and stuff. I did buy the colors for the American one, but there's 2 different color palette options, and I'm still trying to decide which one I'm gonna go with. So until I get there, I'll worry about that later. I have a bag down here so that I can just put the things down below. The Hans Christian Andersen Sal. I completed the first block, but have not worked on it since then. This is on a fabric called Nessie by Under the Sea Fabrics. When I was in her Fabric of the Month Club, I think this was one of them. And here we go. So that is what I've done. I need to work on it some more because I really did love working on this. It is so cute. And I'd love to get this done and put and framed and put in the library. Not for next year, because this sale doesn't even end till December, but maybe for the 2025-26 school year. I am doing a cross stitch club this year, this trimester, and the students are doing really great, like actually way better than I thought that they would. Some of them are doing worse than I thought that they would, to be honest. But the ones that have really shown an interest are just like breezing through it and loving it, and I'm so excited about that. Like, part of why we went to shopping yesterday was I needed more supplies because I thought I had enough, but I mean, so we've met 4 times. We have 2 more meetings. One of the girls has made 2 heart-shaped on plastic canvas, and then she took the initiative to cut it out herself, which I think she cut a little close, but I'll deal with that another time. But then we glued magnets on it, and she's going to give them to her mom, which is so adorable. She also has finished the wooden bookmark that I got for them to do. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought this would take the whole club time, but she goes home and works on it during quiet time in the classroom. When she's finished the assignment, she works on her cross stitch. Like, she's doing fantastic. So really proud of them. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find like one of the little kits that I've gotten on clearance, like the kid aged ones, and might try to find that and then give it to her to work on, because they've only worked on plastic canvas and stuff like that. I haven't taught them at all about fabric. And so she might be ready for that though. So really excited about that. Crochet is not going so well. It is a lot of complaining, and half of the club only signed up like for social hour. And so I don't know if I'm going to offer crochet again. Maybe, we'll see. But I will for sure be offering cross stitch again, and I'll probably do an experience cross stitch so that maybe we can pick a fabric project and work on that to teach them more about reading a pattern and all of those kind of things. So we will see. That is next year's problem. Okay, so this one is, Little House has a new stitch along, which I'm sure at this point you guys have seen, but it is Log Cabin Christmas. And I love quilting log cabin quilts. They're probably my go-to quilting pattern. I just love them. I don't tend to do ones that are actual like color blocky. I tend to do more scrappy looking ones, but when I saw this, I could not resist. So this is what the first part looks like. I am directly coloring on the pattern to show what I've completed. So I am about halfway done with the first pattern, and then the second one has arrived. And so I have this fairly let me take it off the, no, I don't want to take it off the hoop. Sorry about that, guys. I just, I have it on a very small hoop because that's what I could find in terms of what I had available. Because I keep leaving projects on hoops or Q-snaps. But so I've gotten to almost the edge of the border there, and there. So yeah, I need to work on this again. I mean, maybe the simpler thing would have been to have put all the sows I'm behind on into a wheel and done that for Mania instead, but it is what it is. So, putting this back in here. I have been working on Welcome to Erebor. This is a from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. And when I started, I had just part of that light one done, but then I decided I wanted to try the castle stitching thing again. So I have one more 10 by 10 block here, and then I will have made it all the way to this side of the pattern. And so I want to do that, then I'm going to take it off the Q-snap and be done with it for a little while. So, and what's nice is for this one, all I have left is that one color to finish up that stitching. I have the, excuse me, sorry, Fabulous Houses Sal. The auto ship club I'm doing this with is a little bit behind at the moment on sending the patterns. Yeah, I have 3 of them right now. But that doesn't matter because I'm way far behind. So I'm working on Santa's house. But this is the castle greenhouse. I do think that number 4 arrived, so I need to figure out what I did with that. I'm pretty sure it arrived. What is number 4? Number 5 is a hobbit house. Number 6 is a tree house. What was number 5? I mean, number 4. I don't know. It's escaped me at the moment. But it doesn't matter because this is where I'm at, still on Santa's house. But, oh my gosh, guys, it is just beautiful, amazing. I love it. Need to work on it more. And I am stitching them all on one piece of fabric, and it is very large. So this is 28 count prehistoric linen by Fox and Rabbit. It is 31 by 40 to fit all of the houses onto one piece of fabric. 31 inches by 40 inches, which is just insanity. So back into here it goes. Okay, my Gilmore Girls sound that I am so far behind on because it's finished now. And I am only on the 3rd block. So let me double up the fabric so that it's not see-through in the back. So here's where we're at. I'm on that third block. I do like it and enjoy it. I just got tricked by my own stupidity and thinking that it was only 1 block a month, and I've just never really been able to catch up. So yeah, I will work on this more later, but it's not a top priority for me right now because I have signed up for her next one. I bought the bag to go with it. It is Ever After. So if you think about like the colors on the cover of the movie, I mean, these are the colors. And it says, "A bird may love a fish, Signore, but where will they live? Then I shall have to make you wings." And I love the movie Ever After. Ever since I was little. So I am determined this time I am going to finish more of the frames and actually stay cut up in this. So this starts the very the very last week in May. So I've already completed 1 frame and I have started a second one. And my plan is basically to work on this as much as possible between then and now and then, and to finish as many frames as possible. This will be what I take to work for lunch stitching. I don't always have time for that. As a matter of fact, most times I don't. But it's an easy one to work on in that cases, and I'll also work on it between now and May starting, but then so I only have a few days for that. But then Manor Lords, sorry, total tangent, but the name of the game came to my head. It's called Manor Lords. Sorry, well, that's just like but that, so I'll work on that between now and May starting, but then Mania is going to take precedence. This is in the wrong section. Yeah, whew. This is a knitting whip. Why is it out here with cross stitch? We'll show you guys that when I do the yarns. I'm pretty sure I have not worked on this since I showed it to you guys last, but it is the Twisted Band Sampler, the Twisted Christmas Sampler is what it's called, by Northern Needlework Expression. And here is where it is at. And I love the colors on this fabric. I mean, it's just a plain brown fabric, but I think the colors look really good on it. I still need to buy the beads for this project, but since I'm working on it on a Q-snap, I will not be beading as I go. I'm still forever behind on this. I'm still on the first part of this year's Faith, Hope, and Love monthly Sal by Fox and Rabbit, I believe. Brenton Kirk, is it? Maybe not. Don't quote me on that. But I am stitching with this light pink on black, and I just love how it pops off the fabric. So this is another one I need to work on more. I need to work on catching up. But you know what? Summer is coming. I have a lot of house cleaning I need to do and organizing during summer, but also it is hot and I do not do well in the heat. And so, yeah, I can only do so much. The last cross stitch thing I have to show is I don't think that I have stitched anymore on this, but I have decided to pull out the top part and restitch it on the second part that didn't line up properly on my Big City Christmas. So I've started to pull it out. Not much, but you know, once I started to pull it out, I can no longer just like live with it. So I might work on finishing pulling it out while editing this video, because if I edit on my iPad, I'm not going to have access to like my patterns because they're on my iPad. So, yeah. And that is the cross stitch whip update. I am going to press stop here, reset for yarn whips, and I will be back in a short minute. Okay, we're back. I have gathered the knitting and the crochet, and again, it's not as much. It's just not what's been calling me lately, but I will start with some of the things relating to my crochet club. So this is a fidget spinner, crocheted fidget spinner. And I had hoped that this would be the project that I would be able to teach my kids for this time. However, we're not going to get there. It is nothing but complaining nonstop. This is too hard, Mrs. Ballin. I don't understand, Mrs. Ballin. When can we actually make something, Mrs. Ballin? But then I try to teach them something, because, you know, so I would teach them a circle. But they didn't have the basics down because they didn't want to practice. And so this is the complete opposite of last year's class, which was not complaining. And the boys in it really excelled, like super fast. And so this is just a reminder to myself that every club is different, even if you teach the same club. They progress at their own speed. They learn how they want. Anyways, so what I'm kind of thinking is one of my other ideas for while I'm editing this monstrously long video is to work on making these. I would like to make about 20 of them in various yarns, scrap yarns and stuff like that that I have, and be able to give them to my crochet club students, because we're not going to make it there. We only have 2 more sessions, so on the last day I want to just be able to give them, you know, thank you for joining my club. Most of them are 6th graders, so good luck next year in middle school. And here's something for you. So they also get to keep their crochet hooks, the project bags I put them in. I use those plastic ones, like I put, like, you know, like these. I have some of those for both crochet and cross stitch clubs. So, yeah, so they get to keep that, their crochet hook, some of the yarn that they've accumulated, and, yeah. And then hopefully enough of these. I just have to motivate myself. But, I do have a student who comes in. My work bestie does a art and sculpting academy. Academies run longer than clubs. They've run the whole second half of the school year, and they're an hour and a half as opposed to an hour. And anyway, so she does that, but she's an intervention aid. I don't know. So like helps kids that are falling behind type of thing, and like in small groups in the classrooms. And so she doesn't have her own classroom, and so she needed someplace to host her academy, and so she asked if she could do it in the library, and I said yes. I mean, they leave the library, the kids, a mess, but it's fine. It's fine. But so I have a crochet student who comes in during that time for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and we work on it during that time, because she is ahead of the rest of the crochet club. And she wanted to make some coasters for her mom for Mother's Day. And so I've been working with her on that. But so some of the kids in the academy saw and wanted some things. And so I took down their requests and I made them. So I thought I would share them with you today before I give them to them on Thursday when the academy takes place. So one of the boys wanted a purple heart. So this is what I found and I made. And I'm pretty proud of it. And this was a pain in the butt pattern, honestly. Like, I've ripped out so many times. Another just wanted a blue circle coaster. So here we go, a blue circle coaster. And the third wanted a flower, a light pink flower. So this is supposed to actually be bigger, but I ran out of the shade of pink that she wanted. So this is as much as I was able to do. So I hope that will be good enough for her. But that one was also a big pain in the butt. But I am happy that I made it for them and that they will get to have them. I really find a lot of joy in giving away the things that I make, especially for knitting and crochet. So I don't tend to keep a lot of what I make, so I'm happy to give things away or take requests and make them. So next up we have oh, the very first project I decided to start with my new interchangeable knitting. Hang on a second, I hear crying, so it's a dog. Okay, my husband is taking a nap, and one of the dogs that was in the bedroom with him wanted out, so crying ensued. Mommy rescued. Rose to the side. Okay, so what I was showing you. The first project I cast on with my new interchangeable needles. Words failing. But anyways, so I have not worked on it in quite some while, but it is the Hadrian Cowl by Kay Jones with the Bakery Bears, and I am in the first bit of color work that's on this. So you might be able to see on the cable right there, there's green and gray. So I need to work more on this project. It's just kind of, I forgot what was even in this bag, to be honest. Like, life has been crazy. So I have it in a Christmas bag. Hazel, what are you doing? Annie, come on. Come on, Annie. Okay, dogs. Can't decide in or out. Okay, next up we have the completed first sock in my stack of books. This is the Gone with the Wind colorway. I have not started the second sock at all, but this was a Whip Go Square. So this is the only one that's been completed. And I really like it. And on the heel, I mean the foot, you can see what it would look like if it was just plain stockinette stitched. But this is the patterning. And it's I want to do this pattern again, because it's really hard to tell in self-striping. Okay, next up we have a project that I frogged. And so I had been making what was called, it's this sweater wrap thing. I mean, there's no sleeves. It's just kind of like a wrap situation. And this is a 4-color fade set that's named after Luna Lovegood. Well, I pulled that out because Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, released a 4-color pattern, and so I decided to restart it on that. And that sale also just ended, so I am again forever behind. But here is part of the first part. It is a it's not actually a blanket, it is actually a shawl that you then like fold in half and have as a but oh, it's hard to see the patterning on this yarn. It is a pretty involved like pattern. I have to be paying attention while doing this, because each round is different. It's not like you quickly memorize a pattern and you don't have to look again. Come on. Uh-oh. Ooh. I shut the zipper on the yarn. Anyways. Next I'll go ahead and show the Christmas carol. I worked on this one of the times when we were in the emergency room. And so, I believe this stitch marker is the last time I shared it with you guys. And now I am 7 more rounds of the brown till I turn to the next color. So I think I made some pretty good progress, and I'm really enjoying this one. This is the cow wallop, whatever. And let me move the stitch marker so I don't forget. Oh my gosh, sorry you guys. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with that progress. And because the colors are still wrapped, every time it's time to move on to the next color, it is a surprise for me. And there is quite a bit that's left over after each color, so I'll put that with my scrap yarns. Speaking of my scrap yarn projects, here is a bag of scraps, and I have 2 scrap projects I'm going with at the moment. And I'm making both of them with, well, yes, with my Gilmore Girls crochet hook that my husband got me a couple Christmases ago. And so let me pull these ones out. And I think I grabbed them all. But so what I do is I make a Battenberg square. So these are some of the Battenberg squares. And this one, this one, this one, and the last one. And then what I do is if there is yarn left over, I add it to this join as you go little tiny blanket that I hope to someday turn into a big blanket. And if there's any after that, it goes into this little tiny scrap bag, and I will be joining these together and then probably just doing like a corner to corner or granny stripe with my actual true little tiny bitty scraps. So that is my scrap projects. One of the Whipco squares that's on the wheel that make it drawn is Battenberg squares, and so I'll be doing both of these during that time. But so yeah. One of the other Whipco squares that was drawn is Granny Squares from Canon Hand Dyed, so I have crocheted a few of them. So here is this one. This is Luna Lovegood. This one is Chocolate Frog. This one is Herbology. And Hogwarts Castle. And then, did I finish this one or am I still working on it? I finished it, I just haven't attached the little tag. And it is, what one are you? Lavender Brown. And it's a very bright pink one. So I think I have about 5 more to do before I finished with that year's Harry Potter squares. So then, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Oh my goodness. Little dogs. Oh, I forgot to put the hook back in. So when I finish with those, I will completely fill in that square on the whip go board. For the advents, I'm counting 1 color to be a square. So to make progress and complete a whip go square for advent calendars, it will be to complete a color. So for some, that's more than others. This is another fidget, and this, I'm still in the progress of making it. This is the colorway. I finished another one and I gave it to my sister. I will try to pop in a picture here of what that one looked like, but it's a lot of fun to make this kind of fidget spinner. And so I want to do some more, so I bought a ton of this self-striping in different colors, and I will show that in my stash update video. I mean, not video, segment. But yeah, so I need to finish that one, and then that'll be another completed project. The final project I have to show is barely started, but I had pulled out this project, like ripped it out, and had decided to restart it. And that is this Emiliana shawl. And I'm doing it in the same colors, but I reversed it. So when I started it last time, I had started it with this darker color. And I'd also started it when I was newer to knitting, and so I'd made a lot of mistakes along the way. So I decided to just pull it out, restart it. And so I haven't done much. I'm also using some from the interchangeable set. I'm loving working with these needles. But anyways, so I decided instead to start it with the lighter color. And I'm glad I did. I like how it is looking with all the colors showing up in it. And yeah. So I need to work more on this one, but the colors are called Autumn at Longbourn. And so these are what they look like together. And yeah, so that is my knitting crochet update. Like I said, not a ton of progress, but I'm pretty happy with what I've done. And so yeah, I'm going to reset and start with stash situations. So I will be back in another minute. Okay, I am here with quilting with stash and cross stitch. So we're going to start with that. I saw these cute little thread holders, llama ones. I don't normally go for this kind of thing, but I just thought they were so cute. So I might use these for my South African Quaker, or one of those where like knowing the number isn't as important. And so that was a spur of the moment purchase when I was in Hobby Lobby or Joann's, one of those. Next is I bought, I'll pull them out this bag real quick. Bella Filipina has been doing some like princesses, right? Like some of the Disney princesses. So I already had 2, and she just released what's supposed to be Jasmine. She calls it the Magic Lamp. And so I purchased the whole pack from Under the Sea fabric. So fabric, the specialty threads and the beads, and I am doing a Delica conversion. So she does the conversion for you and tells you what color is what bead. So that's the bead pack, and there is a little lamp charm. Look at these beautiful, well, she sealed it closed, so I'm not going to open it, but these beautiful sparkly, so many sparkly colors, Petite Treasure braids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors in there. Like this, like a bronzy kind of color, then a teal color, black, silver, gold, and purple. And then the fabric that it is on is just so beautiful. And the true beauty is not showing up on camera, of course. There's like blue in it that's really not being picked up, but it is gorgeous. And I think this is the color that, like the fabric that's on, what's it even called? Red Skies at Night. Not positive that it suits that name, but whatever. But I think that's the fabric that it's on here. And sorry about the glare. I just don't want to take it out of the packaging because it's still like all sealed in there. But it is so beautiful, and I really need to get working on these. I've just been more of a like work on whips than start new things place right now, which is why I'm not doing new starts for Mania. But yeah, I'm sure at some point, I'm gonna get hit with the new start bug. Okay, the next thing that I have to share is I bought a few more of the Prairie Schooler Santas. I bought them, I'm trying to remember which ones I already had. Did I actually? Oh, I did. I bought the 2023 one twice. So I will have to maybe do a giveaway at some point with the other one. So this one is this 2022's. This one is the 2023 one. 2024's, which has a bunch of outlines of Christmas trees. And 2016. So I need to pick one to start as I finish the last one. I still need to make the last two I finished into the little pillow things. But these are the last two that I did. Okay. Let me pull out. While at Joann's, like a month or so ago, I saw a couple of It's So Emma stitchery patterns that I bought. So I got these cookie cutter ornaments, and there's 12 different ones in there. So each one, it finishes at 2 1/4 inch on 25 count fabric. So nice and small and easy to do. Then they didn't have the third one of these, the Santa one, so I still need to get that. But we have Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph. And I did buy 2 14 count Aida fabrics to do those on. I bought this Just Cross Stitch magazine. Turned out I already had a copy of it, so I have an extra copy that, again, I might at some point give away. And then yesterday I bought this one. It is a cross stitcher one. I'm not super impressed with most of the patterns in there, but I did really love this Peter Rabbit on the stack of books one, and I would love to stitch that for my library. So I looked at the pattern inside and it doesn't look too difficult, so I may try to do that. Oh, the last one that I have to share is this Honeybee Quaker, and I think I bought the colors for it. I haven't kitted it yet, but I would love to make this for my sister Alex. She loves bees, and so I would really like to make this for her. I showed it to her and she was excited about it. So the last cross stitch things I have to share is I'm in 2 fabric of the months. One is with Fat Quarter Shop, and it is just for Wiltshire Perman linens, and so you get a different color each month. And I signed up for this one because I would like to have a buildup of some just like plain fabrics but in different colors for those spur of the moment starts. So this one is called Pewter. Then I've got Star Sapphire. I've had this one before, but not as a linen. I had it as an even weave, and I love this color. And then this one is Sandstone Tea. It's just a generic brownie color, golden brown. And I think the most recent one should be arriving on Monday. Yeah. And the last fabric of the month club that I'm in is by Fiberlicious, and I had forgotten how much I really love her fabrics. But so this one is January's, and it's called Glimmering Dreams. I'm not gonna take it all the way out. I'm just gonna share it like this. So beautiful. Part of the other reason I needed to do this update is so that I could put these away and make some room. This one is called Burning Woods, Crackling Fire. And on the back, you can see more orange. This one is Sham Rock and Roll. If I had seen the picture from before, I would have chosen a different fabric to get this on, as it just turned out a lot lighter. Others were like really a dark, really shamrocky green, but that's okay. This is still beautiful, and whatever project I end up doing on this will look gorgeous. So I love green, and this is a beautiful green fabric. And the last one from April is Magnolia Magic, and it is this lovely pinky purpley color. Very beautiful. So, and I like that she puts on their tags a little like picture that goes with this one. So I mean, you can see a shamrock on this one, on the crackling, like, I just think that's really a nice extra touch that she doesn't have to do, but she does do. So highly recommend Fiberlicious if you're looking for a fabric of the month club. Okay, so then let's transition over to quilting type of fabrics. I'm still doing the mini charm packs. I'm still debating not doing the mini charm packs because I just haven't been working on projects with them. However, I had thought about starting to do some project bags with these. I've seen some done and they look really awesome. So I've thought about doing that. I had laid out, oh yeah, that's right. I'd laid out the first one I was going to do, and it looked amazing. I just needed to sew them. And naturally, that is when I got sick and had to be hospitalized for 2 months. I mean, 2 weeks, like 2 months. And that kind of like killed all of that. So that's where that lays. But maybe during the summer, I would like to start to use some more of my fabrics. Maybe try to get back into bag making. So we'll see. So yesterday, while at Joann's, there was a whole section of fabric that was 70% off. So I did go a little bit crazy. Big surprise, I know. But so first was this Christmas fabric. Most of them, all the rest I only bought 1 yard, but I bought 2 yards of this because it's just so fantastic. And this would make a nice like pillow or who knows what, but I really like the bright colors off the black. So there's this one. Then, and the others aren't as fantastic, but they're still nice. Like, look at this bees with daisies. I thought that was really nice. Random, like, gold glittering ornaments. This one's just like a little kid one. Thought that was pretty. I mean, 70% off is just incredible. Just some random, like, design. Oh, there's little deer in there. Some like, I mean, maybe I'll put these two together. That might be nice. I don't know. More of the gold color of Christmas. One more in that line, I think. It's got swirls that are, I mean, you see them on camera actually better than you see them in person. This one is because I love pretzels and it was 70% off and I love pretzels, so I grabbed that one. Just a nice like plaid. And the last one from the 70% off situation is this. I love the red trucks at Christmas, so at 70% off I grabbed it. And then they had 2 remnants that I also grabbed, and they're both bee related. So then these are from a trip to Joann's a little while ago in Hobby Lobby. I don't remember which is Joann's and which is Hobby Lobby, so you'll have to forgive me for that, but I'll just share them anyways. So we've got gnomes, leprechaun gnomes. We've got shamrocks and green trucks, which I love. I bought this one just, it wasn't even on sale, but it's so beautiful. Look at that. I love that. And then Easter gnomes. And a plaid. And some Easter eggs. And then more St. Patrick's gnomes. I like these ones better. And some shamrocks. Up closer you can see their shamrocks. And then a few remnants. So I'm not going to take them out of their thing, but just these, like, that's a pumpkin, so like a Halloween type one, and just like how the gold pops off the black. Some honeycombs, some just plain yellow, plain green, and a pink and white polka dot. So that is, oh, and then I've got this bag of extra flosses that I need to add to my storage system, and I just haven't yet. So, yeah, I need to prioritize that. I'm hoping to do some of these projects in May, and hoping that doing the vlogging will help motivate me to get some of these things done. So I'm going to reset again and get out the yarn stash. So be back in a minute. Okay, friends, we have reached the last part of the stash update section, and like, looking at it in front of me, it doesn't seem so bad, especially keeping in mind it's like 4 months worth. But that's because also downstairs is a very large tote, plastic tote, that is filled to the very top with my husband went to an estate sale estate sale and found a ton of the hand-dyed expensive fancy yarns at $1 a piece and bought 108 of them for me. There was another lady there like grabbing as many as she could, and between the two of them they cleared it out. And yeah, it was an incredible find. They are some very nice ones. I already gave my mom. So he paid $108 for all of them, and he's so funny. He wants to make sure that he got a good deal. Which means I've finally had to reveal how much it cost for hand-dyed yarns. 'Cause in his head, the stash behind me is not as expensive as it is, until I've had to eliminate him on the fact that I spend a lot of money on my yarn. So now he looks at estate sales all the time for craft stuff so that he can find good deals, which is great. He was like, I wasn't able to find any crafts. They haven't listed crafts in a while. He told me this yesterday. But so, yeah. So he wants me to make a spreadsheet and put how much each of them retails for and total it up so he knows what it was worth and what we paid for it. But so what I gave my mom, like 10 skeins, I think. So a fraction of what we purchased, and that was retailed at $301. So, and that's not even including shipping or any of those other things. But, so he's quite pleased with himself that he like really scored husband brownie points, finds of the year. 'Cause he didn't think that it was as good of a deal as it was. And I was like, no, that's like 1/30th of the price. He was like, so before I had even priced any of it, he's like, you probably think it's like $500 worth. I was like, I think it's possibly a couple $1,000 worth. And that's when he was like, so all that yarn in your craft room? I was like, yeah, if the house burns down, that's a lot of money. Anyways, it is what it is. You guys know cross-stitch stuff isn't cheap either, especially if you've got chatelaines and other stuff. I mean, each dinky dies and weeks dye works and all those kind of things. I mean, it adds up. So we crafters are not cheap. We do not, all those times when the reels and the shorts come on, ones that are like, if you think your person's into makeup and you think that's expensive, have you met a book girl or a craft girl or a quilting girl? And it's like, yeah, probably too, because I mean the amount that we can accumulate quite quickly. Anyways, you guys know you're crafters too. So, sorry. We'll actually start with the cheapest first, and that is while we were at Joann's yesterday, my husband saw these, and he asked me to make him a scarf. It is, yeah, there we go. So I told him we probably only needed one skein, but I'd never seen this before, and he was like, well, just buy two in case. I've never seen this before where it's telling you how many skeins you will need for the kind of project. And it turns out scarves are in fact 2. A hat is 1, a sweater is 4, and a blanket is 7. So I will be crocheting a project for my husband with this big twist, Twinkle, and the color is Mulberry. And then I really liked this color, so we will have matching scarves. This color is teal. A couple of years, okay, so I have never bought directly from Moonglow Yarn Co. I think I acquired some, possibly even from that estate sale that he went to. And then maybe I had something at a D-stash at a yarn shop that is no longer in business, but near where we live, there used to be a yarn shop, and one day someone had died, and their family gave it to the yarn shop to sell for them at discounted prices, of course, but then split the profits with them. Sorry. And so I got some stuff there too. Not as good of a price as the estate sale. I mean, $1. The person clearly did not. You can't even buy the acrylic yarns at Goodwill for that price. I mean, honestly, yarn is so expensive these days. But anyways, so Moongo Yarn Co. a couple of years ago had this April Showers sock set, and I wasn't able to get one because they were sold out. And now they only like dye one color at a time and then list it. And so I happened to be checking my email when the email went out about this one, and this is called April Showers. And there's a pattern I have to still buy, but it's for socks that has like a rain cloud on it, and then some stripes. Stop it, please. But so I've wanted this for so long, and I've never done, like, you know, guys know I'm new to color work, much less color work socks, but I really want to do them. I will try to put in a picture of what those socks look like, and I think they're so cool. So I was really excited when I happened to be checking my email when this email went out, and I was able to click the link, and I just splurged. So this is my very first from Moonglow yarn. Speaking of very first, I have purchased my very first advent. It is a Harry Potter 10-gram minis from Bumblebee Fibers. I've never had one of their advents before, but I do buy quite a bit of the monthly yarns from them. What you doing there, bud? Hey? He was scratching and making little moans. They're so funny, dogs. Anyways, the one that I got, the Anne of Green Gables last year, is doing Miss Marple this year, so I'm probably going to give a pass on that one. I am looking at a Homespun Houses, but I haven't decided to take the plunge for sure yet. Dragon Horde hasn't listed their Harry Potter one yet. It should be the last Harry Potter. So I wanted to get that one. So I am looking at a Halloween Monsters Inc. one from Fangirl Fibers. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm really strongly considering it. And Canon Hand Dyed hasn't put out anything I'm really interested in. So, I'm really hoping to not have as many advents this year. And I'm not feeling the pull as strongly as I have in the past. So, we'll see. Hopefully we can keep it pared down to a reasonable amount this year. But you guys know me. I said that last year and then I had 6, so. This also might be the year that I try one from Miss Babs. I've always wanted to try one of hers, but she doesn't release till like later in the year, and by that time I've accumulated like 6, and I'm like, no, we will give it a pass this year. But so maybe this will be the year. But yeah, so let's get to more. So last we spoke, I had stopped the Harry Potter self-striping from Freckled Whimsy, and changed to doing just Christmas, the Christmas one. I have now also stopped the Christmas one, so I'm no longer getting, because I have a lot of self-striping now from them, and as I'm not really knitting much at the moment, I was like, you know what, we have enough for now. And so I will share the 3 Christmas ones I have now, but I don't have any more coming from Freckled Whimsy. So this one is Vintage Christmas. I do think that's quite nice. It is an 8-stripe repeat. Then this one is Reindeer Games, and it is also an 8-stripe repeat. And then this one is fun. It is Christmas playlist, also an 8-stripe repeat. But look at this color. And in person, it's way more vibrant and bright. But so, yep, those are my freckled whimsies. I bought off of Ravelry, one of the people I follow. She has like way more yarn than I have. And she's in so many yarn of the month clubs. But what she does, I think, is if she doesn't like a color, it's too close to something she already has or something like that, she breaks them down into mini skeins and resells them. And so I bought 2 5-gram mini sets. I can't remember how much is in each of them, but it's here in these bags. And I bought these to add to my Battenberg squares and that little mini blanket. So, yeah, I really like to buy these. I think this is the 3rd one I've gotten from her. And I've bought other stuff from her in the past too. Because she does a lot of D-stash on Ravelry. Okay, so that brings me to Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm still in their novel club. And what's cool is she dyes this on different yarn bases. So I get to experience different ones. This one I'm not such a huge fan of. It's Mystery. It's this, she calls it Alpha Sock. It's 85% merino, 50% dongle. So it's got these like little blippies in it. But I think this would be a good for a scarf or something for a man. Maybe my grandpa. So I'm probably going to try to do something with that, with this. And it is cool though to get a different yarn type from her. Just to experience what the different ones are like. This one is on the Pride base, I believe. Yes. It's 70% superwash, 20% nylon, 10% stellina. And she did not put what this one is, but I believe it's Romance. And it's so beautiful. It's hard to see the sparkle in the camera, but it is there. And it's just such a beautiful color. So I'm really looking forward to making something out of that. And this last one is Dystopia. And it's on the Fortitude base, which is 100% superwash merino. And yeah, it's nice. Maybe a hat. I don't know. Maybe I will enter a hat phase at some point. Probably not. I don't like myself in hats, but who knows? So that is my Forbidden Fiber, and I'm still in that yarn club. So, Crystal Sky Hand Dyed was not going to do a Harry Potter club this year, but she was going to do the seasonals. So this one is Springtime at the Castle. It's okay. It's not my favorite, and I feel like I've already had this color, but I don't know. However, she just announced last week, I think, 2 new yarn clubs. One is going to be a Harry Potter one that's just continuous, like ongoing, and I always love her Harry Potter yarns, so I enrolled in that one. And then she also has one like at the library or something like that, and so I enrolled in that one too. So I dropped a yarn club, picked up 2 new ones, the trials. But it's okay. Anyways, I haven't got any of those yet because literally it just started last week. So that brings us to my final club, and I'm going to have to cut out some crinkling here because they're all still in the plastic wraps, but that's because it comes with some stickers and I want to keep those together till I take the pictures and upload them to my Ravelry, which is another May project that I'm going to try to accomplish. I have several like reorganization, cleaning up the craft room projects that I'm hoping that doing vlogging will get me to really like move my butt. Like my mom came in beginning of February and she wanted to use my sewing machine. It has been sitting on this table since then because I just haven't cleared off the top of the shelf where I put it to put it back up there. So I need to get some things like that done, and I'm hoping that this will motivate myself. So anyways, bear with me, and I will show you these ones from Bumblebee Fibers. Okay, so these ones are March, and as a reminder, I am doing the Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers and the There and Back Again Club. So the first one from There and Back Again is Thandril. That's the sticker that it comes with and what the inspiration is behind it. And isn't this such a beautiful yarn? This is why I keep coming back to them. They just make really beautiful yarns. Then the last one from the Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers is the Sorting Hat, and that is the sticker color inspiration. Sorry about the glare. I don't see it as much in this yarn, but it will make a lovely tonal situation. So I still think it's pretty. Okay, so these next ones are January's. So let's start with There and Back Again. Bjorn the Skin Changer. That's the sticker. And this is the yarn. So browns and greens, and it's so pretty. Then Return to Hogwarts. And I think that this was aptly named because it was, I believe, their first Harry Potter one. They said they were never going to dye Harry Potter again because politics. But then they started to again. So I'm not complaining about that. So this is what that looks like. And I just think it's really pretty. So okay, so this next one I have been trying to figure out because I just cannot figure it out. It says that I ordered 2 of each of the monthly clubs. I cannot find in my email or anywhere that I ordered it twice. I mean, I must have, because I sent 2 of them and they put it all together in one package and said, "Thank you so much for your orders. We have combined them to help save the planet. There was no difference in shipping, but we were able to upgrade your package to be fully insured. Thank you so much, and we hope you love everything, the bees." Again, I don't... The subtotal that was for 2 of them, I did not find anywhere. So I don't know whether there's an error on my part and I just can't find it, or an error on their part, but I have 2 of each of these colors. So they are pretty, so I am hoping to be able to use them in the same like for like a bigger shawl or a bigger something, to be able, that calls for 2 skeins, and I usually only ever have 1 of the same color. So I'm hoping this will allow me to do that. But yeah, it's one of my, I guess, dumb blonde moments. I'm not a blonde, but I had a teacher search for my blonde hairs once. Okay, so this first one is Mirkwood. And they're just gorgeous. I love these colors. I think it'll be really beautiful. The next one is the Hogsmeade Post Office. That's the sticker. And this is what they look like. A nice kind of like pale minty green with some brown. It's very pretty. But again, when I got the package, I was like, what? But I mean, it's entirely possible that I did order twice and I just didn't remember, because you have to actually go every month and order. And so if I ordered mid-month and then it was coming to the shut-off for that month's ordering, and which is the 7th of the previous month, and I just hadn't thought about it, I could have, in theory, ordered again. So, I don't know. It is what it is. So, at least it was 2 colors I like and not colors I don't like, which I don't have that happen a lot with this particular dyer. So, anyways, that is my yarn update. I don't really have any other updates to give. We've already talked about my plans. I just need to get this edited and uploaded. I am hoping to be able to do some more regular update situations, because I miss doing that, and I'm hoping that like doing vlogging through May will just help me be able to get back into a place I want to be at. Anyways, I will chat with you all later. Happy crafting, and see you in a few days. Bye.